Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up with y'all? What's going on? What's going on with my peoples? How y'all doing? I'll be back. You'll be back. Hey, we gonna see each other like. So basically, I've been just like dropping little story times here and there, whatever like that. And I have a story time that I want to do, but I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea. I want y'all to understand exactly where I'm coming from. So this might be a two-part, but I really don't want it to be. So I'm gonna make sure I choose my words very wisely, so I won't have to make a whole lot of words to make y'all understand something. Okay, backdrop. Boom. When I moved here, where I live at now, I didn't know nobody out here. Me and my dude, we stayed to ourselves, all that shit, right? So, we had a car, all that, right? So, like a few days before my birthday, car total. Boom. Moving on. I'm like, shit, I don't really be having nowhere to go any motherfucking way. I don't really care if I have a car or not. Like, that's how I started thinking, like, fuck it, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, whatever. So one day, I didn't realize it. Like, at that time, and, like, I want to say, like, from, like, I just want to say, like, basically, like, I want to say, like, beginning of this year, or, like, the end going into this year, like, shit done got a little funny. I could tell. So, anyway, me and my dude, we in here, we chilling, you know what I'm saying, going on one, two. So, I'm like, I'm in the living room, so I go in the room, I'm asking my dude, I'm like, yo, you got a rat? He's like, nah. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, how the fuck is we supposed to get some fucking rats? So I told my dude, because one time my dude, he did ride the bike to the store and got us some rats, right? So I told my dude, I'm gonna put some clothes on, give me $10, money for the rats. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna find somebody to give me a ride. Because you only taking me up the street and I'm giving you $10. So, anyway, it's 3 courts out here. So I walked to the middle court, which would be court 2. And I'm walking, I'm just asking people, I'm just asking whoever at that point. And whoever is not a lot. Like, people don't be hanging outside, and you don't hear people arguing and laughing and talking like that's not coming out here. You feel me? So it was during the daytime or whatever. So this girl came out the house or whatever. So I was like, she was like walking towards me. I was walking towards her. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, do you know anybody that got a car that could possibly give me a ride? Like, I got $10 for gas. I just want to go to the store and get some wraps. So she was like, oh, you smoke? I was like, yeah, I smoke. She was like, okay, I smoke too. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up, or whatever. Then she was like, let me get your phone number, because when she said, wait a minute. She said, wait a minute. When I asked her about the ride, she said, wait a minute. She said, let me see. So she went in the house, came back out. She said, my mom would take you, but she not going to be ready for like an hour. So I was like, well, I ain't really doing nothing or whatever. I said, so I'm just going to like sit outside. I'm just going to sit here and just chill, whatever, because go back in the house is boring. Like, I want to go back in the house and smoke. I don't want to go back in the house. Maybe like this. Checking my phone, check my phone, check my phone. So Cause she was like, give me your phone number like that, right? So when she said that, y'all know how people be. They be like, let me get your phone number. I'm gonna call you. Wait a minute, I'm trying to make sure. Okay. So she was like, yeah, give me your phone number. And when my mom is ready to go, she was like, she said that you could, and she'll take you. Like, you could ride. She said, because we already got to go to the store. So I was like, oh, okay. I said, but yeah, I got gas money. I said, because, it's only right. I don't know y'all like that. You don't know me like that. Like, mm-mm. So I'm sitting out there. Um, when she was coming outside and after we talked, she went next door to her neighbor's house. She was chilling in there. Mind you, I'm sitting on a motherfucking bench. So I was sitting on a bench for like at least a half hour. So then she comes outside and they standing like up against the wall next to the girl's apartment or whatever. So I'm on some shit like in a half hour. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I had to been out there for like at least almost 2 hours, for like an hour and a half or something. So then they go back. She go back in her girlfriend's house. She come back out. She was like, let me go see what's going on with my mom. She was like, and I'm gonna let you know. So she went in there to, be like, what's up? Like, this girl sitting out here waiting for the ride. Like, is you going to the store? So she come back out and tell me my mom don't feel like going to the store. She said, but my neighbor can drive the car. And I'm going to ask the neighbor if it's okay if you ride with us. So I'm like, I don't know why. I'm saying to myself, like, why you got to ask the neighbor if I could ride in your mother's car? Like, that's the first thing I was thinking, like. But then I was like, okay, she is a driver. All right, whatever. She might not be comfortable with me, right? So she come back. She like, yeah, the neighbor said it's cool, whatever, you could ride with us. I'm like, okay. So then she go back into her neighbor's house. And they in there for like maybe another half hour. Mind you, like, in between these times I'm telling you that I talked to her, it be a space in between. Like, after I've talked to her for the first time, I was out there for half an hour, right? I want to say maybe almost an hour. It was like over a half an hour going into an hour where her and her girlfriend came outside. They were smoking cigarettes. So, what happened? Yeah. And then when she went back in and then she came back out, that was some time in between of her going in there after she came back out, went back in there. She was back in there for like another half hour, and she came back out. She was like, oh, let me see what's going on with my mom or whatever, like that. No, she was like, I gotta get my mom keys to the car or whatever like that. So I'm like, okay, so we going to the store. Mind you, she needed the same thing that I was getting, wraps. So as we after like I go in there, I buy like my wraps or whatever like that. Mind you, at the time when I was buying them, when I first got that ride, I didn't think long term. I wasn't thinking about it. So I don't know how many packs I got, but on the way getting back in the car, I was like, here. I was like, here. She was like, oh, no, 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 no. We had to come to the store anyway. I was like, no. I said, because you didn't have to let me ride. I said, but please take this. I'm like, take it. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, all right, all right. So I'm like, yeah, like, put that in the tank. Like, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do, whatever. So, boom, I go back to the court where I seen her at, where she live at. Get out the car, I tell her, thank you very much, I appreciate the ride, or whatever. Then after that, I don't know how we just started, like, in between that time, I'm trying to think if I was the one that reached out first or she was the one that reached out first. But I know, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been me that reached out to her first. I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, I know one time I reached out to her and I was like, yo, you want to smoke like that, right? So she was like, yeah. I was like, all right. I was like, I just need somebody to talk to or whatever. So I said, meet me at the gazebo. So, what time is it? My back hurting. So, she was like, all right, so from where I live to the gazebo is the same amount of distance from her house to the gazebo. So I get to the gazebo, whatever, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, where the fuck is she at? Or whatever. I'm like, damn, like she should have been. I should at least be seeing her, like. So I see her. I'm looking, but I'm seeing like another person and like a little person, you know. So when she get up to me, she's like, hey, whatever. I'm like, hey. So she turns to her dude like, yo, like, we about to smoke. Like, take him home. Like, I put the movie on you said you wanted to watch, but you standing out here with me, and she asked me to meet her at the gazebo because she wanted to talk to me. So take him back to the house. Go back to the house. So she went back and forth with him about that for a minute, and then he finally started walking back off with his son, which was her dude that had walked up with his son. She don't have no kids. So we was sitting there, and I don't know. We conversated while we smoked or whatever, and then when I was done, you know what I'm saying, I was like, all right then, you know what I'm saying. Came back home. She went back there, and then after that, I don't know. We just started just kicking it. And then it became where we was just like, yo, what's up? What you doing? 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 Like, it became real cool. So then, she had some issues that went on, you know, with her housing situation or whatever. So, I was only starting to see. Now, this was after, like, a couple months after I met her. So, I started, like, what happened? Yeah, like we was like full on like cool like that. So she ended up moving, but she would come here like 1 week out of a month, and that 1 week out of a month we would just be cack-a-lack, and then just smoking and talking, watching movies and pausing it and being like, yeah, bitch, and you know, it was a vibe. It was a vibe, and I was like, yo, I could fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know none of her peoples. She don't know none of my peoples. So we ain't got other motherfuckers in our head talking about, yo, don't fuck with her, or yo, don't fuck with her. Like, it's nothing. So that's one thing that I liked about our relationship. And you know what I'm saying? We was very like, and we got so tight that I was like, you know what? I told her, I was like, yo, you cool as hell. I was like, I'm glad I met you, whatever like that. I was like, cause like I don't really have no friends, like, and I don't be fucking with bitches. Bitches be stabbing me in my fucking back, right? So I told her this shit, right? So she like, yeah, I be having the same problem too. Like, I get a friend, they just like as if I got dumb written across my forehead, whatever, right? Like we both saying how, our relationship with females be on some bullshit sometimes. So I'm like, now every time she come here for like a week, we got closer and closer and closer. And one of the times, um, matter of fact, yeah, we got closer and closer. Every time she came out here for a week, we we on the phone, we talk, and I'm like, yo, what you doing? Like, I got to the point where I didn't want to smoke outside. Like, I'm like, no, I don't want to smoke outside. So I would be like, yo, you want to smoke? She'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, come on down. So she come down, we chill, and our friendship just grew from there. We just was cool as hell. She called me up. I text her. I wake up to a text saying, "Good morning, friend." I text her back, "Good morning, friend." You know what I'm saying? Keep it short but sweet. But you know what I'm saying? Cause we still like building. Y'all know shit don't happen overnight with females. So anyway, now every time she come over, the more and more she comes over, she's talking about her dude. Now I'm not minding it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. In the beginning, I was like, "What's the tea?" Like I wouldn't say that to her, but like when she come over, she would be like, "Can I talk to you?" or whatever, and I'd be like, "Yeah, what's up?" And that's when she just started spilling all her relationship issues and shit, right? So I'm like, oh wow. I never asked her how long she had been messing with him. I never asked her that. I just listened to the story, and she was telling me the story of the situation of why she had to end up like moving, and she was telling me all that. And I was like, damn. I was like, that's fucked up or whatever. And she was just telling me like all the stuff that was going on, all relationships got ups and downs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We in the 3 years that we known each other, like we've been through a lot of shit. Just us, like me and her. Like it's been trials and tribulations with our friendship, all that shit, right? So what happened was because the more and more she came over, the more and more she kept telling me this went on, that went on, like for the 3 weeks that she was away. And when she come back that 1 week out of each month. So I'm like, oh my God, like, mind you, when she telling me all this stuff, I'm not thinking of asking her, well, how long y'all been together? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even think to ask that. As a woman, if you hear another woman basically pouring their heart out to you and telling you like they going through some shit with their dude, and every time you see them, it's the same thing. They going through something, and you just be like, damn, like friend, I hate to see you going through that. You feel me? So one time I never said nothing. So then one time she had came down, one of the weeks, and when she came out here, she came down, she was like, can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah, what's up? She was like, I want your honest opinion. And I was like, I'm going to give you my honest opinion because I'm a real bitch. So she told me something. I can't remember what it was. It's not worth repeating anyway if I knew what it was, if I could. So I told her, I said, you need to leave him. Like, I was like, you need to be done with him. Like, I told her, he's a fucking bum. I told her that shit. He's a fucking bum. But I was wrong for doing that. And I definitely apologized to her eventually. But let me tell y'all, it wasn't right away. So every time she came over, the conversation was about her dude. It was about her dude. I sit in here, I listen to her as a good friend because I am a good friend. I'm a woman of my motherfucking word. If you want my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. If you just want me to sit here and listen, I'm just going to sit here and listen. And whatever we talk about goes no further than this living room, this apartment. So, and then to hear stuff like that about a female going through something where they do like that, the first thing we say is, you need to leave that motherfucker. And then, after a while, I was like, yo, I said, let me tell you, I said, nobody's relationship is perfect. Like I had told her, cause I had to tell her like, yo, nobody, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who live in that apartment. If they in a relationship, they going through shit. Nobody's relationship is perfect in this motherfucking world. Not even Obama and his wife, Michelle. This shit ain't perfect. You gotta work on that shit. You feel me? So, I end up telling her like, yo, like I gotta take back me telling you, you need to leave him. I said, because I remember when I was in a relationship that was toxic. I said, and I had people telling me, leave him alone. He ain't no good. Why you messing with him? And I would tell motherfuckers, I don't give a fuck. I love him. You don't have to deal with it. But I was always like, thinking like, okay, you my sister. This is my friend. No matter what I go through with him and what y'all say, if I want to open up and talk about it, y'all should be there for me. Why you want to stomp on my parade? Like, this is my parade. And like, if I feel like being in the marching band, I'm going motherfucking march. You feel me? So don't sit there and say, why the fuck you with him? You need to leave him alone. You know he ain't no motherfucking good. But then you behind my back, being my op, making my relationship worse than what it is. And I'm wondering why I keep going through this when I know I put shit down. When I max shit down. You feel me? So, part 2.